damn phones. Babylons can't crack the code.
Alright, welcome back. This is like take number 4 or 5. I don't have a whole lot of time to edit, so I just try and get it all right in the first recording. And anyhow, I never realized how stressful and tough it is, but moving on. I ended the day up around $168. Ended the week up, well, we're only at Tuesday. I work almost every day of the week, so anyhow, 375 bucks, up around 13.5%, and we're on an uptrend, and we'd like to just keep it that way if possible. That's the ideal. I sold most of my positions, sold MU, TQQ, NVIDIA, IQ, IBM, USO, and you know, I'm up. I added the CGC, Apple, and Carvana. Do this really quick. CGC, I just happened to add before the spike, before that news came out on Crone. For new traders, if you're trading a stock, and for this, you know, this was in the marijuana sector, right? And so Crone came out with news that Arteria, which I think is like they own like Marlboro or something like that, and they're looking at in talks with buying Crone and Kronos Group. And so what happened was that stock shot up, and because these are in the same sector, you could call them brother or sister stocks, they got sympathy plays, and so you see that CGC shot up too. And if we go back, you can see ACB shot up as well. And then if we go to Crone, you see the majority, you see the main move, because it was Crone that came out with the news. And so you can see that this chart is real similar, and I'm sure if I pulled up on Thinkorswim platform, the chart would look pretty identical as well. Now we'll go back to CGC, so you can see bought 2 shares at 377, and I added to Apple, which was I think 2 shares at 181.43, and it is selling for 182 right now. I had to pull back in after hours, and I'm still down in that trade, 28 bucks as well. I'm down in CGC, I forgot how much, 75. This is what I'm down the most in, but it's a long-term trade. This CGC and ACB are long-term holds, so you could call them investments if you want. And then Carvana, I added I think 5 shares to this. I'm up $13.20, which isn't much, but I've been in this one for a while, and there's a lot of potential behind it, and I added 5 shares at $41 even. We're at 42.86. I believe my average before that was 42.02 before I added today, which ended up bringing my average down to 41.53. And you know, I've been in that trade for a while. If we pull it up, BP is one I'm looking at. We'll go to Carvana. I'm not sure, I have to go back on the date where I looked in, but I know I was up quite a bit at one point, and I probably should have went ahead and taken some off the table. If I wasn't going to sell the whole position, at least you know, sell some and then look to buy them back at a lower price. But hindsight's always 20/20. But the thing about this is there's certain stocks that you'll tend to trade more often than not because you are more comfortable with them. Well, as far as the way I trade, I'm not day trading, I'm swing trading. So like Carvana, it makes big moves, and so I know the position size I need to take to be able to withstand the big moves, whether they're up or down, and then at what point that I know I need to get out because I was wrong about the trade. And so right now, you know, I'm not too concerned about it, and I'm still gonna continue to hold it. And then I've been looking for trade ideas. I was, you know, it's tough finding the time, but I was looking for about an hour previous to starting to do the recordings and whatnot. Started looking for stocks to start taking a position in, and come up with some trade ideas. And so I was looking at BP, and you can see it's been in this range and it's been hitting this resistance point and it's about to test it again. I would like to take a small position in it, somewhere close or lower than the $41 area preferably, but I'm thinking it may go ahead and break on through and test the 180-day EMA. We can see that that's way too close. We can see that it's starting to kind of flatten out. It's not all the way there just yet. The 180-day EMA line is what I'm talking about. It's starting to flatten out, but it's not all the way there yet. It's still showing down, but we are above the 9-day EMA and the 20-day EMA. And what another thing I'll look at to see is which one does it kind of hold better or show more. And this one, it's showing here that it holds around the 9, and then so I'm seeing that it really sticks closer to the 9 than it does the 20 EMA. So it may come back down, hit the 9, and then start coming back up. But there's really, it's hard to say for sure. So we'll see how it plays out. It did show a little gap up, so it may pull back down and then find support. We'll see how that plays out though. And then another one I was looking at was STZ, Constellation Brands. This is a more expensive stock, and so my positions on this, I wouldn't be able to take very much because I don't want it taking up a huge portion of my account. Ideally I've been keeping them around 10%, except for certain trades like TQQ. It took up quite a bit of my account portfolio. Nothing ridiculous, nothing like above like 25% of my account in it, but I don't want to take such a big size in it that if it goes against me, it's going to be a big drawdown on the account. And so this being so expensive, it's going to take up some capital as well. And so we see here that it's showing, as a support area, and it looks like it's starting to do an uptrend, trying to create an uptrend overall. And so we'll look to see if it holds and see how it opens up and look to take a position. And I was looking also at NUGT gold as a possible, it's about to break over the 180-day EMA again. It's been playing around with it quite a bit. You see it hit it here, went up a little above, and then just pulled back down. And so I'll possibly take a position in that as well. And I think that's really all I got. I was looking at Bank of America as well, but I don't have a lot of experience with it. And so it looks like it's gonna, looks like it's pulling back down here to the 180-day EMA. And I'd look for it to hold that and possibly take a point, an entry, a small position, starters, and start accumulating. And on all these positions, I'm not going to take my full position just in one order. And basically why is because, for one, I'm not day trading, and two, when I do that, I'm basically saying, okay, I'm buying it at this price, for example. I'm saying it's not going to go below 28.46. That I'm sure that from here on out it's going to go up, and we all know how hard it is to pick a bottom, especially for the day, a little low for the 180 day or whatever the case may be, or for the week, but or for the 4-hour candle. But and when I do take a position, I also go on a smaller time frame as well. I don't just buy right here. I'll look at multiple time frames, and then when I go to buy, I'll look at the 5 or the 1 minute time frame and try and get the best price possible. But it's tough picking a bottom, and so that's why I don't pick bottoms. I look for a good price to where I believe is the key level, whether it's going to hold or not, and then I plan that if it does happen to fail, where's the next support level. And as we get closer to that, would I look to accumulate, or would I have taken too many shares that I'm down too much, I need to get out? If that's the case, then I need to lower my start off size as far as how much I'm going to start accumulating with. And say I start off and I accumulate, say, this $28 stock. So say I start off with like 10 shares or something, and it just starts taking off on me, and I never got a chance to add any more. And I may, if I'm not comfortable with it, and I think like I'm afraid like that if I just add, as soon as I add, it's going to come back against me, and that's going to be that much profit that I lost out on. Then I may not add, and that's okay. I made money off of it. Ideally, if it's going in your favor, you want to continuously add, but that's not always the case, and that comes with time. Obviously, if I buy in here 10 shares and it just jumps up to this resistance point, then I'm not going to add right here. That would be insane. If I add right here, we see that it's been resistance in the past, this price area, and so I add, and then it just come against me, and then that's profit that I missed out on because I decided to add, and those few shares I added raised my average cost up, and so now I didn't make as much off that trade. Now if it breaks above it and shows strength, then yeah, I'd look to add, but other than that, I don't want to add right here, because if it doesn't break it, like I just said, and I hope that makes sense to you as a new trader. Also, another thing I want to talk about is that market open, you'll see it gets real volatile, and so I don't know if this is a good example, and I can't go back far enough. I'd have to find a different stock. It's a real volatile stock. Let's see what this one looks like. It might be a good example. So we see here at market open, this long candlestick, and now if you're swing trading, it's not that concerning, but if you're day trading, it's what gets a lot of traders. Is I see, okay, they're looking to get in around this 108-day EMA price point, right? And so they said, I don't want to pay no more because it's going to break the VWAP. I don't want to pay no more. I don't want to buy it after it breaks the VWAP. I want to get in before it. And so 2015, they don't pay no more than 2015 for it. Well, what happens, the market opens and it just jumps, and so then like out of FOMO, they just react and they hurry up and buy it. And their fill is a horrible fill, and they get filled at 2025 or something, or even worse than that. And then you see here it comes up, and you think these people they see it take off. This is a 1 minute candle. It just takes off, and you see the volume, and so they jump in thinking, oh, it's going to the moon. And you can see as soon as they got in, whoever bought in around these areas, it just sold off, and they took a loss. The shorts came in and knocked it down. And then on top of that, you think, okay, if you're buying your full share size, 500 shares or 300 shares, whatever you can afford in your portfolio, and you buy that whole share size, then you're saying, at 20, you got a horrible fill, so 2025, it's not gonna go any lower. It's going from here on up. It's going up, and as soon as you got filled, what was the high of this candle? 2040. And so and you gotta be quick too about that. And a lot of people that get into day trading, they try and do it on Robinhood, and the order executions are not fast enough. And the fact that you have to sit there and type in your share size, and then hit swipe, and then do you want to confirm it, and then you hit swipe, and then it does a little circle or whatever, waiting to process, and then it finally comes back to you and says your order has gone through, and then it'll say either filled, or depending if you do a market or a limit. And by that time this stock's you're talking seconds have been gone, and now you bought in at 2025, and you're trying to get out at a 10-cent gain, 2038, and that was your goal. And as soon as you hit buy, you got your fill, and you're intentionally trying to get in. And I know this is probably all jumbling together. Potentially you're trying to get in at 2015, and by the time your order went through, you got filled at 2025. You did a market order, and so now your goal was to make 10 cents off of 300 shares or whatever, right? $30. And what happened was, as soon as you got in, it was time to get out. And so you were trying to type in your stuff, and you swipe, and then it says confirm, and then you confirm it. By that time, it's already came back down past where you got in at, and now you're in the hole, or you try to do a limit order, which is even worse, because then you had to type in the limit price and the shares, how many shares you want to get rid of, and then hit the swipe. And so the whole point is for one, and it just comes with time, being a disciplined trader, that if you can't get in at the price you want to get in at, then you just move on. You're SOL, like too bad, so sad. Now for me, doing the swing trade, I'm afforded a little bit more opportunity, because if I'm off a few cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, I'm taking such a small share size, and then on top of that, it's not a day trade, it's a swing trade, so I'm looking for a bigger move, especially because I'm taking such small share size. So my risk is low. I don't have to be pinpoint on the money on my entry. I just need to be right overall on the trade, as far as the direction it's going to head. And so for me, I think that's one of the benefits to swing trading versus day trading, is the accuracy. You don't have to be as accurate to still be profitable, and it's easier to manage your risk. Day trading, you have to be able to make decisions on the drop of a dime, like just a blink of an eye, buy or sell. Am I gonna get out of it? It's going against me, get out. Or that's it. It looks like it's hitting resistance. It's starting to lose volume. I'm getting out now. And you don't realize it until you get in there and you do it, and you're like, oh my God, this is quick. I gotta, be prepared and not, let my emotions, cloud my judgment, cloud my thinking. So the whole point is that sometimes you gotta be careful at market open. Sometimes you can get a great deal, and sometimes you can lose a lot, because it's a lot of volatility at the start of market open. And so with that said, hopefully that's something for the new trader that helps them. I always try and each stream do some tip or trick that I struggled with early on, and have learned that hopefully they don't battle with. That position size has a lot to do with how much you're gonna be able to stomach as far as being up or down. And basically, when you do your position size, you need to know how much you're willing to risk on the trade, and as well, at what point are you gonna know if you're wrong or right on this trade. And so if you have the amount that you're willing to risk, and the swing as far as once I'm 25 cents down, because it's going to show that it broke support at whatever level, that and that's 25 cents away from where I'm getting in at, then I know I'm wrong. And so that lets me know if I'm only willing to risk X amount of money, then I can only take X amount of shares. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, coming up on the 20-minute mark, trying to get better at making these videos shorter. So I'm looking at taking positions on BP, the Constellation brand STZ, and possibly gold. I'm gonna keep looking though, also in pre-market, and see what I can find, and then just see if I can get a good price on them, and build a plan, trade plan for each of those trades, what I'm looking for it to do, and how many shares I'm looking to start off with, and then where I would look to accumulate, and then where I'd look to get out if it continues to go against me. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So have a good night or morning, and I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll try to do a video in the morning I took vacation for tomorrow, so I'm off tomorrow, but I need to spend the day with my family, with my girlfriend and my son, and spend some time with them, especially after working all weekend. I didn't get to see a whole lot of them. So it's very important to make time for your loved ones. Don't let trading just take you over 24/7. My first year I did a lot of studying and a lot of studying at work and listening to stuff on YouTube, even though I couldn't see, watch my phone, I could hear it with my earbuds in and, try to make mental notes. And anyhow, so hopefully these are little tips and tricks that may help you out and become more profitable or become profitable. With that said, thanks for the support, and I will see y'all tomorrow.